Hi everyone, it's Jo from Jo Weedon, Melbourne. Good evening. How are you? I am finally here. Had a crazy Friday, but good to know I'm finally here, and I'll appreciate anyone else who's here or watches later on, depending on your busy life. I thought I would show you the card that I put a poll up for this morning, which was a sympathy card or a sympathy, an 18th, or an everyday hello get well card. So not get well, just a hello card, I beg your pardon. So sadly we've had, well, not sadly I guess, but the option was people have chosen a sympathy card. So that kind of got me thinking. Hey Wendy, g'day, and Mary, hello. Is hubby home yet, Mary, for the football? So yes, so I've decided to show you a sympathy card, and I've just purchased this designer paper called Perennial Essence, and it's very different to what I would normally try, because I wouldn't normally go flowery, but I decided to push my boundaries and put it out there, you know. So these are the options. Very kind of Monet-ish-esque, and obviously there's going to be various options. I love this one. Purple and green are wonderful colours together, so I do really like them. And obviously some are really bold and others are more subtle, which is definitely the Stampin' Up way. And some are probably more traditionally girly than what I would normally use, but you know, we'll give it all a go. I like the idea of trying things out. And as you saw before, I'm going to team it up with the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set, which is beautiful. A trick I learned a couple of weeks ago from somebody, kind of as a space-saving idea, is that with the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set, they usually come in two. But what I've decided to do is put the other side in together, and so that means the whole set is there. So that's an idea for you, and then you get to use the case for something else. I've seen spare cases used for notepads, a little notepad and a pen that sits in your bag, and then they don't get damaged or anything like that. I've used it for fussy cutting options, so if you go away, you know, I've got a place in Echuca that we often go to, so I could throw a few things in there that need to be cut, and my paper snips, that would work really well. There's a whole range of different things you could use it for. Hey Jacqueline, g'day Alison. The papers are lovely, aren't they? So anyway, we'll carry on. So just remember, wherever you are in Australia, you're certainly welcome to contact me, and I can organise any of these products and more to have them posted directly to you from Sydney, where the main warehouse is. Or if you're a local, I can certainly drop them off to you and we can have a bit of a play, or I can explain how to put the stamps together for you. So we're starting off with this card. Now I have to apologise, I made this card and made it with the Dragonfly Dream stamp set, and then realised on my container, or on the packet, I've got a dot, and my dot in my system means that it's retired. So then it was honestly 8 minutes ago when I realised. So I've been out all day. I visited a friend, and then I had a meeting to go to for work and didn't get home till late and all of that. So forgive me, I need to certainly get a bit more organised. So that's why I don't exactly have a finished product for you right now either, because what I did have isn't going to work. It's not current. So we're starting with this new cardstock, well, not new as much, called Petal Pink, and it's going to be teamed up with this designer paper. So it's the green one, the one that's got all the green on the back. Let me see. So here's the larger sheet, and then that's the smaller piece that I've chosen to use. So being a sympathy card, I don't feel that it should be too loud and out there. A bit like me, just got to tone it down a little bit, because for the purpose that it is, it needs to be reflective of the emotions that I'm wanting to convey to my friend. So this will be sent off probably tomorrow and hopefully reach her place early next week. So I make all of my card bases at 21 centimeters by 14.5, and I generally go down in my mat sizes by 0.5 centimetre, so then you get 1/4 centimetre either side of your border. I wanted to show you, I can't see where, trying to look for one piece. I tell you, I've got half my table out, but that's okay, I'll show you later. This is what I had started with, is what I'm going to show you. So I had started with this, and I was going to somehow use that on this sympathy card. So I'll leave that there and I'll explain it to you later, but I'll finish this first. I think I'm jumping around a little bit too much. So we've got this one here, and then I've teamed it up with the stitched nested labels, and I haven't, oh yes I have, here we go. Let me move that to the side. So all I've used is two of the pieces, two of the sizes that go together, obviously, because that's exactly what nested is. So here I've used the second last on this one, and the second last on there. And so that means they're fitting together perfectly. See? So I'll adhere that there. So using the Petal Pink ink and the Magnolia, Good Morning Magnolia stamp, Thinking of You, I'm going to ink that up and hopefully not get my head in the camera because I haven't done that yet, but try and get that reasonably straight. Push it down. I like to give it a bit of a wiggle, but certainly you don't want to rock it because, oh, it's a little bit off. But if you rock it and you've pressed on your ink too much on your ink pad, you're going to get, and there is a little bit, you're going to get some ink on the very edge, and obviously that transfer onto your whisper white. So you'd rather not want that. You want a really clean finish. Just like this. Here's some I prepared earlier. And I stamped it a little bit straighter. So this is ready to go. So I've just got dimensions on the back of it, and I've got a little container here, a little bowl. And all I do is cut down all my little extra pieces of my dimensional sheets, and I use every last bit of it, which is why this works so well. So I've decided I'm going to put it over here, kind of in the corner, because I want the designer paper to do most of the work, because it's pretty gorgeous. And then I'm going to use some of our vellum, which you will see, whoops, is gorgeous. You're still able to see the detail behind it when you use it. So I'm going to use my embossing buddy to remove any static electricity that might be on the vellum. And I don't know if many of you know, I'm sort of crossing over myself a little bit here, but let's see how this goes. With the image here on my clear block, I can use the Versamark, tap that a bit, and then straight onto my ink without rubbing it too much, and put that onto my vellum. And obviously don't smudge, don't sort of rock and roll very much here. You get the image there. Now the issue here right now is that that ink is clearly wet. Versamark can be quite sticky, but given that the ink is in it as well, it's actually kind of slippery. So if you push and move, you'll actually smudge your whole image. And then ordinarily I would use a heat gun to heat that. But I've done one already. So here you go. There, if I can move the light a little bit for you. There's the image. So that means that the ink is now dry, and I've cut the image out using the Magnolia memory dies, excuse me, that goes with it, and so you get a perfect image. There you go. Whoop. I'm going to smudge that by dropping things on it. So this one I'm going to use a glue dot, because obviously you can see through. So if I was to put a dimensional behind it, that would ruin that clean look that I'm wanting. So a glue dot is probably a better option. So, and various people use different techniques to pick up these little suckers. That can be a bit of a struggle sometimes. I think I'm going to put that there and then work around it. Ooh. And it's stuck to my scalpel. Hey Rails, g'day, g'day. So let me see if this will work so that we can still see the word and I can still see, there we go. So I'm going to put that down like that. Am I happy with the angle of the flower? I wonder. Ooh, that was lucky. I wonder if I can just move it up a little bit like that. There we go. So this is a fairly quick and easy card to make. There's not a lot to it, but as I said, being a sympathy card, I didn't want too much busyness or anything like that. And certainly I want it to get there quickly, and I want the sentiment inside to be just as important and to reflect the emotions that I'm feeling for my friend. So that's how the card can be. I mean, you can jazz it up and down, of course, but given that it's a sympathy card, as I said, I don't want it to be too crazy. Now I wanted to show you with the dies that I've used, the stitched nesting dies, I came up with this idea, so I just thought I'd throw it into the video as well. And what I did was I cut a strip of designer paper, and the very end of the paper I did this, so all of the paper ran down here. Let me see if I can find the offcut, and oh yes I am. Here we go. This is where all that sat, and I've done another one as well, so that's over there. So the end of the paper was here like that, and I cut into the very end of it, and then I removed that little piece, and then I put this down on the top of it and cut it. See, like that. So then you end up with the inverted corner, I guess. The biggest thing was when it's a full piece laying out, you need to see that you line up these bits here on the underside, because then you get the stitched image down here, or the stitched detail I should say, down here, and you get the stitched detail going in like that, so that it looks like a complete piece. So I wonder if I show you on there, you'd possibly be able to see all of the stitched details there. So it was something I just happened to be playing with, and in the end it just didn't work for this particular card, but I'll think about what I'm going to use it on. So yeah. So does anyone have any questions about what I've done? I'm happy with that. I'm not quite sure what I want to do in the middle. Inside, I mean. I might just have a look at Magnolia. There's not really anything in that particular stamp set that I might use on the inside, unless I could, you know what, I'm going to stamp the image. Just do a direct stamp of the image that I've done on the outside, on the very front. So how many people are surprised that I've stamped a pink card? Crazy, huh? Not usually my go-to, but as I said, thinking of the person that I'm giving it to, it's absolutely appropriate. Okay, I think I might put it over on this side here. There we go. close that before I put my elbow in it. There we go. So if any of these products make you go wow and you think you would like them, certainly contact me, or your own Stampin' Up! Demonstrator if you already have one. And if you do, then certainly I'm happy that you're still watching and that you're gaining some inspiration from me. I'd be happy for you to share my page and my video, and I look forward to next week. Feel free to give me some ideas if you have them. That would be wonderful. Have a great weekend. See you later.